you thinking about moving to Roseburg, whether it be for job relocation, downsizing, upsize, getting out of the city, but don't know if buying or renting, which option is best for you? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it all down and see which one might fit best for you. Everybody, I'm Jerry Norman with Oregon Life Home. I've been selling real estate here in the Roseburg area for the last few years, and I absolutely love it. I get calls every day from people looking to move to the Roseburg area, and they are wondering whether if they should just rent for a few months and then buy, or just buy straight away. I've moved across the country, moved from in and out of states, and so I know what it's like to be in that position. I've done both. I've bought homes without seeing it before moving to it, so I know what that's like. It's risky, but it can be well worth it. Also, I've had to make the move, and so I needed to find something quick and easy, and so I found a place to rent. That, looking back, was a little bit more difficult. So in this video, I'm going to break down all those things. So you're not going to want to miss this, so let's get on with it. You're thinking about moving to Roseburg, but don't know whether to rent or buy. Well, let's break it down a little bit. All right, so let's look at the pros of renting. So I get calls from people all the time just looking to move to Roseburg, and they don't know whether to rent or buy. This might be you, this might not be, but I've made this decision multiple times for moving in and out of state, so let's just break it down a little bit. So the pros about renting: you have a much more flexibility. If you don't like where you're living, once your lease is up, just move, find a new place. That's perfect and fine. And maybe your job that you're moving here, you're not quite sure about, so maybe that might be a good idea. Next up, your upfront costs are a little lower. So you're going to pay first month rent, security deposits, application fees, and that kind of thing. So your upfront costs are going to be a lot less than purchasing a home in some cases. If you are renting, it will give you time to explore the area, realize exactly what neighborhoods you want to move to, which ones you want to live in, and get a good feel for it and be more comfortable and less stress about finding your home. So obviously the cons about renting: you're not gaining any equity, RIP payments are not building equity, and you're actually going to pay somebody else's bills and pay their mortgage. Other cons about renting: so this being filmed in the middle of July, I just went through a couple websites for property managements. There are some, but for the amount of people looking to rent right now, the inventory is very small. So it's probably a pretty competitive market. I myself don't handle rentals, so when people call me asking them about rentals, I always refer them to property managers on who to call. So if you are looking to rent, feel free to hit me up with my contact information down below. I'd love to give you some numbers, or leave a comment and I'll forward on some information to you. Some of the other cons is obviously you can't customize your home. You're limited to customization. You can't paint the walls and that kind of thing. You're going to be facing potential rent increases, and in the last few years in Oregon, rents have gone up on an average about 10%. I do recommend, when you are looking to rent, it wasn't. So if you are thinking about renting, watch out for these scams. Stay off of Craigslist, stay off of Facebook. I tell everybody this. In fact, when I purchased this home, there was a scam. It was posted for rent by somebody who had no affiliate to the house or the property, and I actually had people showing up at my door thinking the house was vacant and for rent. They were told to show up and just poke around and see if it was available. It wasn't. So watch out for those scams. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So I always tell people, stick with the property managers, especially if you're moving from out of area to here. Once again, you can always contact me. I'll give you some reputable property managers that you can refer to and check out their website. So rent increases do go up in Oregon. Right now in Douglas County, they're going up about 10% a year. So that's something to be aware of. Whereas if you're buying, your mortgage stays the same. It's just going to go up a little bit because of property taxes and insurance. But other than that, your payment's going to stay the same for 30 years. The pros about buying: you're going to have the equity in your home. You are going to pay a larger down payment in some cases. Right now, there are some down payment assistance programs. If you are interested in that, contact me. All my contact information is in the description below. There are some good down payment assistance programs right now. So let me know. I can get you hooked up with a lender that has those available. Another pro is the stability of owning your home. The owner can't go and sell it from under you and then give you 90 days to move out. That's another downfall about renting. So you have the stability of knowing you always have a place. You can make the house however you want. You can customize it, paint the walls, obviously. You can do all that. Sometimes you have higher upfront costs with your down payment, inspections, and that sort of thing, getting into the home, closing costs, and that type of thing. But like I said before, there are some down payment assistance programs, and right now, the way the market is, I am getting my buyers a lot of seller credits to help offset those closing costs. It's a really beneficial situation, so people are getting into homes pretty good. In fact, one of my last buyers just closed 2 days ago. They got into a house about $480,000. He ended up coming out of pocket at closing $1,400. That doesn't include his appraisal and home inspection, which was another $1,000 throughout the course of the escrow process. So $2,400 gets into a beautiful home. So one of the cons about buying is you're committed to that property. However, if you do need to move for jobs or whatever, you probably won't get any of that money back. However, you will get some in some cases. Depends on what the real estate market is doing at that time. I always tell people, if you're going to lose money, you might be better off just renting out the house until the market corrects itself. That could take time. Right now, home prices are in a steady increase. They're either staying about the same or going up slightly today as I speak. And that brings me on to the next con about owning a home. You're at a market risk. Your house value is dependent upon the real estate market. So if home prices are going up, your equity is increasing, your property values are increasing. If they go down, just the opposite. But you don't have to sell. It's kind of like stocks. You don't have to sell. And if you look back over the course of time, the real estate market has gradually increased in Douglas County by just about 4% year over year. So if you are thinking about buying in the Roseburg area before moving here, I've helped a lot of people move to this area and relocate. Sometimes you might have to take the trip, just depends on your personal preference, how much you're going to rely on me. I have helped people buy a home sight unseen and they absolutely love them. Others, they want to take the drive or the flight here and spend a weekend looking around the area and just understanding what they are buying. So there are different options, but if you are thinking about buying, feel free to give me a call. All my contact information is in the description. Give me a call. We can figure out what exactly you're looking for, break down your criterias, and try and find you the right home in the right neighborhood. What I like to do is figure out what you're going to be working, and depending on how close in a radius you want to be to your job, we will make that happen. I'll find the best neighborhood for you. Feel free to give me a call, text, email, all of that. Get a hold of me. I'd love to help you. I've made this move to Roseburg. I've moved across the country and I absolutely love it here. So, feel free to give me a call. Love to hear from you. Also, down below is my relocation guide. That's going to give you a lot of information about the area. And so if you are deciding to move here, whether to rent or buy is going to have a lot to do on your job security. How confident are you with this job? There are some really good companies here in Roseburg. So if you want to ask me a little bit what I know about these companies, there's a few companies that I know about, and some people absolutely love working at these places. So give me a call. You can ask me anything about this county and I'll definitely fill you in. And if I don't have the answer, I will get it. Whether to rent or buy, how long are you going to stay in Roseburg? How stable is your job? How financially ready are you to make the move? All these questions are going to come into play. So I can help each one of you out individually. So, feel free to give me a call, text, email. Love to hear from you, and have a great day.